Today topic is lesson number 8, vector algebra 1. A vector is a quantity that is determined by both its magnitude and direction, and hence it is directed line segment. Position vector. Let O be the origin and A be any point. Then the vector OA is called the position vector. This is point O, A, direction is this. OA vector is called the position vector. Next, the magnitude of a vector. Magnitude of BC vector is the symbol magnitude of BC is a positive number which is measure of its length. This is a number only which is measured by the length. Note number 1, null set, null vector. A vector whose initial and final vector points are coincide. Example, A vector to A vector itself. A vector, A vector, A vector. The position is A, itself is the same point, the coincident point, A vector. Number 2, unit vector, a vector whose modulus is 1. Now EX number 8.1, sum number 1, represent graphically the displacement of number 1, 45 centimeter 30 degree northeast. Number 2, 80 kilometers 60 degree southwest. Number 1, 45 centimeter 30 degree northeast. Draw x and y axis, x dash, y dash. Take x as east, x dash as w means western side, w as western side, x dash in. Next, y northern side, y dash southern side. Okay, now the question is 45 centimeter 30 degree northeast. North is this way is north, east is this way. Northeast means north east, north to east, northeast. So 0 is the point of intersection of x and y axis. In this case, east west north south intersection. Okay, now northeast means north to eastern side. The length is 45 centimeter. Okay, this is 30 degree. To 80 kilometer 60 degree southwest. Draw x and y axis. X as eastern side, y as western side. No, x dash as western side, y as northern side, y dash as southern side. The question is 80 kilometer length, 60 degree southwest. South is this way. Southwest means this y dash to x dash. So south west, s to w. Degree is 60 degree. So 60 degree. So the vector OA vector represents a displacement of 80 kilometer 60 degree southwest. Southern side to western side is southwest. Okay. Question number 2, prove that the relation capital R defined on the set V of all vectors by A vector is relation to B vector. If A is equal to B is an equivalence relation on B. Suppose A is equal to B, then R is an equivalence relation. Let us take A vector, B vector, C vector belongs to the set V. set V is given. Let R be the relation defined by A vector is equal to B vector. Number 1, reflexive condition. Reflexive. Let A vector belongs to V. We know that A vector is equal to A vector. For all A is an element of V. So A is related to A. A is related to A means R is reflexive. Number 2, let A vector comma B vector belongs to V. By the definition, A vector is equal to B vector. A vector is equal to B vector means A is related to B. A vector is equal to B vector. This means that B vector is equal to A vector. So B is related to A. Therefore, the relation R is symmetric. C vector belongs to V. To prove transitive, by the definition, A vector is equal to B vector, B vector is equal to C vector. This will imply A vector is equal to C vector. This means A is related to B and B is related to C. This will imply A is related to C. So R is the transitive. Hence, submission number 1, 2 and 3 gives R is an equivalence relation, reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Therefore, the relation R is an equivalence relation. Number 3. Question number 3. Let A vector, B vector be the position vectors of the points capital E and capital B. Prove that the position vectors of the points which trisects the line segment AB are A vector plus 2B vector divided by 3 and B vector plus 2A vector divided by 3. Let A vector and B vector be the position vectors of the points A and B. This means OA vector is equal to A vector, OB vector is equal to B vector. Now, the line segment AB. Draw the line segment AB. Take 2 points P and Q. The point P divides AB in the ratio 1:2. 1:2. Next, the point Q divides AB line segment in the ratio 2:1. 1 into OB vector plus 2 into OA vector, whole divided by 1 plus 2, m plus n formula. Okay. Now this is 10th standard level. 1 into OB vector is B vector plus 2 into OA vector is A vector, whole divided by 1 plus 2. So 1 into B vector is B vector plus 2 into A vector is 2A vector divided by 3. This can be written as 2A vector plus B vector divided by 3. OP vector is 2A vector plus B vector divided by 3. Now OQ vector 2:1 in the ratio. So 2 into OB vector plus 1 into OA vector, whole divided by m plus n. M is 2, n is 1, so 2 plus 1. Now 2 into OB vector is B vector, OA vector is A vector, so 2B vector plus A vector divided by 3. 2B vector plus A vector divided by 3 can be written in the form of A vector plus 2B vector divided by 3. Hence, the position vectors OP and OQ vector are 2A vector plus B vector divided by 3 and A vector plus 2B vector divided by 3. Question number 4. If D and E are the midpoints of the sides AB and AC of a triangle capital ABC, prove that BE vector plus DC vector is equal to 3/2 of BC vector. Draw a triangle ABC. A, B, C are the vertices of the triangle. Now, take 2 points D and E are the midpoints of the side AB and AC respectively. Join CD and BC. Let A vector, B vector and C vector be the position vector. Then OA vector is equal to A vector, OB vector is equal to B vector, OC vector is equal to C vector. Take 2 points D and E. Now OD vector is equal to OA vector plus OB vector by 2. Why? The reason is the d vector is the midpoint of AB. Now A vector plus A, OA vector is A vector plus OB vector is B vector whole divided by 2. Next OE vector. OE vector is the position vector origin to E vector. Now E is on the side AC. E is the midpoint of side AC. Okay. Therefore, OE vector is equal to OA vector plus OC vector whole divided by 2. OA vector is A vector, OC vector is C vector. So A vector plus C vector divided by 2. Now B vector is equal to OE vector minus OB vector. OE vector is A vector plus C vector divided by 2 minus B vector. Now take LCM, we get A vector plus C vector minus 2B vector whole divided by 2. DC vector is equal to OC vector minus OD vector is equal to C vector minus A vector plus B vector divided by 2. Now 2C vector minus A vector minus B vector whole divided by 2 is LCM. Now B vector plus DC vector. B vector is A vector plus C vector minus 2B vector by 2. DC vector is 2C vector minus A vector minus B vector divided by 2. Adding these two, the denominators are same, 2 divided by 2. A vector plus C vector minus 2B vector plus 2C vector minus A vector minus B vector is numerator. Cancelling A vector and negative sign of A vector. We get 3C vector minus 3B vector divided by 2. Common numerator 3 divided by 2 into C vector minus B vector. Now 3 by 2 of C vector means OC vector, B vector means OB vector. So OC vector minus OB vector. OC vector minus OB vector is by the property DC vector. So B vector plus DC vector is equal to 3 by 2 of another BC vector. Now hence BE vector plus DC vector is equal to 3 by 2 of BC vector. Question number 5. Prove that the line segment joining the midpoints of the two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side whose length is half of the length of the third side. Draw the triangle ABC. Capital A, capital B, capital C are the vertices of the triangle. Okay. Take 2 points D and E are the midpoints of the side AB and AC respectively. Now join DE. Join DE, we get the parallel line of BC. DE and BC are two parallel. OD vector is equal to OA vector plus OB vector divided by 2. OA vector is A vector, B vector and C vector be the position vectors, then OA vector is A vector, OB vector is B vector, 4 divided by 2. OE vector is OA vector plus OC vector divided by 2. A vector is OA vector, C vector is OC vector. So AC vector plus C vector divided A vector plus C vector divided by 2. D vector is, that will be the origin, then will be the position vector of the point A and B, AB and C, then D vector is OE vector minus OD vector. Now OE vector is A vector plus C vector divided by 2 minus OD vector is A vector plus B vector divided by 2. Denominators are same, therefore divided by 2. Numerator A vector plus C vector minus A vector minus into plus minus B vector. Now A vector and minus A vectors are cancelled. We get C vector minus B vector. So C vector minus B vector divided by 2. C vector is OC vector. B vector is OB vector. Therefore 1 by 2 into OC vector minus OB vector. OC vector minus OB vector is BC vector. Half into BC vector. And also the D vector is parallel to BC. Hence D is parallel to BC and whose length is half of the length of the third side. Half of the length of the third side BC. Hence the result. Today homework EX number 8.1, sum number 6 and example problem 8.1 and 8.2. Any doubt? Reply the message. Thank you.